Hi, are you ready for this recipe called Gone with the Wind pork chops? Now in the 50s, my father used to make similar recipe and would have it about once a month, and I always loved it. It's just all about assembly. That's what it's about. It's an easy dish and it comes out great every single time. First, let me show you the ingredients that we're going to use today. We have a pan. We're going to put some olive oil in the pan. Then we're going to have, this is 6 tablespoons of white rice. This is Dijon mustard. These are 4 pork chops, around 3 ounces each, and I browned them. You have tomato. We're going to layer that with the bell pepper and the onions. We're going to add a few mushrooms. Then we're going to take some chicken broth and put it on the top. And here's what happens. Well, let me just make it for you so you can see. So easy. Takes just a little time. You don't want anything to stick. Now you're going to take 6 tablespoons of white rice. If you want to use brown rice, then you have to put more chicken broth or vegetable broth and brown rice because it takes longer to cook. So we just put the rice evenly all over the pan. And you'll notice that it's all over the pan, so just try to do as much as you can. Next, we're going to take the pork chops and actually put them on top of the rice. Now, here's a little secret that I learned. You take a little Dijon mustard and you spread it all over the pork chops, even the bone. And you do the second one. You can use all different kinds of mustard, but I don't know, the pork and the Dijon mustard is a really nice combination. And you just spread them evenly. Looks good already, doesn't it? And after you spread the Dijon mustard on, all over, then we're going to assemble the Gone with the Wind pork chops. Now the layering begins. You're going to put a slice of onion on top of each pork chop. Then a piece of bell pepper. And you're going to top this off with a slice of tomato. Now I have a few mushrooms here. So what I'm going to do is just put a mushroom on top of each one. And these are free. So much of this is free, and we don't use that many vegetables. You don't even have to count the vegetables because they're just a little slice. Now we put the mushrooms all over. Right on top of the rice. This is 1 cup and 1/8 of a cup of chicken broth or vegetable broth. That's 1 cup and 1/8 of a cup. And look what we do. We pour it all over the rice, mushrooms, and our layered pork chops. All over it like this. So you can see now that the chicken broth is going to steam. It's going to cook the mushrooms, finish cooking the pork chop, and all the vegetables. I take a little black pepper on top of each one. And here's the most important part of the recipe. You have to put the tin foil very tight so that it steams. And that's what this is. This is the steam dish. We did brown those pork chops, but just lightly browned it on 3 minutes on each side. Make sure that this foil is tight. That means you have to really crimp all the edges. Take your time. And when you put this in the oven, no peeking. It's 350 degrees for 1 hour. Make sure that tin foil is really tight and don't be peeking in it. I'm going to put it in the oven right now and show you what it looks like after an hour. Well, this has been in the oven for 1 hour at 350. Let's take it off now. And now I want you to look at this dish. First of all, look at the rice. The rice has soaked up all of the chicken broth or the vegetable broth, and it is very, very fluffy. Then you have your pork chop all cooked, your onion, your bell pepper, your tomato and mushroom, and then the mushrooms we put all around. And again, the mushrooms soak up the chicken broth too. And this comes out perfect every single time. I've also made it with chicken breast, but you need to have the bone in there to give it the real flavor. And whatever vegetables you like, and there's so many freebie vegetables that you could put on this, and you can layer them, but make sure the foil is really tight. So here we have our Gone with the Wind pork casserole, and look, 3 proteins and 1 starch. The 1 starch represents 1/3 cup of rice, and it's very fluffy and it looks like more. And then if you want to, you can add another vegetable like string beans or broccoli, and you have a delicious meal, and it's a party meal. Everyone will love this because it's so filled with flavor, and the whole kitchen smells like we were cooking in the plantation that Scarlett had Gone with the Wind. Enjoy.